All right.
So, welcome to Stretch and Connect. We're going to do some mobility stuff today. I have all the exercises on my phone, so I'm going to be looking at that. We're actually going to start on the mat on the floor. I think I'm going to face this way. And again, this should be no longer than 15 minutes. I always try to do 10, but honestly, I feel like I can stretch for like an hour, right? So we're going to start with some spinal rotation and mobility. We're going to start in this tabletop position. So make sure you have something comfortable, whether it's a mat or a carpet, and you're going to place those hands right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips here. And we're going to just find a neutral spine to start. And we'll start with our right side. So you're going to take your right hand behind your right ear. And as you inhale, I want you to draw that elbow down towards the mat. And as you exhale, you're going to start to open up. So just lift it towards the ceiling, towards the sky. We're going to do 10 on each side. So inhale and exhale. So starting to open up through the side body and working through some mobility here. This is 3. Inhale and exhale, sort of a spinal rotation here, just in this all fours position. We'll do one seated as well today. Inhale and exhale. I think that was 5, so we're going to do 5 more. And as you get into it, you start to get a little more stretched out with each one. 7, inhale, exhale. 8, you're going to feel a little bit of heat start to build in your body as well. While you're doing this, we're going to do one more on each on this side. Inhale and exhale. And before we switch to the other side, just go ahead and sit back into a little child's pose. You can flip your wrists here because it is a lot of weight on your wrists while we're doing that. So just a quick little stretch and taking those palms up and down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So for me, it's going to be my left hand. I'm going to take it right behind my ear. Inhale, I'm going to draw that elbow in, almost like I'm reaching underneath and twisting, right? And then exhale, open up through that side body. 10 on each side. So we want to keep those hips facing the floor. They might open up just a little bit, and that's okay. Want to really focus on opening up through the shoulders here and the torso. So again, inhale and exhale. We're going to do 5 more. Keeping those shoulders out of our ears. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And remember, with every exhale, maybe lifting that elbow up an inch higher. Opening up the chest. And we have 1 more here. And then we'll sit back to that child's pose. Lift. All right. And sit it back. Child's pose. Let me just see what I have here next. All right. Okay. All right. And come back up. So continuing with that spinal rotation, a little more mobility focus, we're going to come down onto our back. This one feels really good. Love this one. So slowly come down onto your back, and we'll start again with just one side at a time. So both legs are straight out, and we'll go ahead and hug our right knee into our chest. All right, so a little bit of dynamic movement, and we're going to take it in as we inhale, and then we're going to rotate it. Drop it to the left side and look over that opposite shoulder, okay? Let's come back to the center. Inhale, and we're gonna do that again. Exhale, rotate. So dynamic meaning more movement, sort of flowing movement rather than a static hold stretch. We're gonna do 10 of these on each side. So this is number 4. I'll give you that opportunity to hold that last one, or of course you can just hold this one the whole time as I'm counting my 10 reps. So it's really up to you. And every time you're looking over that opposite shoulder, I've got 4 more to do. And each time you sort of squeeze that knee into your chest. Inhale, extending long that other leg. Exhale, rotate. I've got 2 more, and we'll do the other side. This is great if you really haven't moved all morning. Or as some of you mentioned, you did a really early class. Maybe sat for an hour or 2, didn't do much stretching afterwards, and now we're coming back to moving the body. All right, so let's go ahead and switch. And again, you can just stay in that stretch if you'd like, but other side. So now I have my left knee into my chest, inhale, and exhale, just bring it over, extend to the opposite arm, back to the center, inhale, and exhale. Oof, really feeling it on this side. Great spinal twist and rotation, but also working through the shoulders here. So you want to extend that arm out. So if you're making the letter T and looking over as your leg twists in that opposite direction. All right, couple more. We got 4 more. May have lost count, that's okay. And 3, and again, just be gentle with your body. We are just stretching. Stretching should feel good. And this should be our last one. And last one. Woo, all right, and go ahead and shake it out. Let's see, what do I have next? Just wanna make sure I don't forget. Oh yes, okay. All right, shake it out. Let's bend our knees, roll over to one side. We're actually gonna come right up to this seated position. So I sometimes call this an S-sit, or it's sometimes called like a pretzel or 90-90 if you're doing like a windshield wiper hip mobility movement. Also really familiar in a Pilates class. You're gonna take, this is my left hand on the mat. My right hand is gonna reach up and over, but I'm also gonna lift my hips off the floor as I do that. So you can watch the first couple, and then when you're ready, you can join, and we'll just keep it to that 10 reps again. So getting a really big stretch through our side body. This is 3, and you're lifting your hips up. You're almost pushing them forward with this movement as well. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. So I'm going to do 5 more here. And again, you have an option of keeping those hips down, maybe just doing the stretch with your arm. Maybe even just holding it. I'm going to do 3 more and then switch. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Just a little more mobility focus. So a little more movement in today's session. And I think last one. Perfect. All right. And then we'll just switch. Swing those legs around. I like to shake them out here. And then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so back to that S-sit. We'll stand up after this and work on those calves. Those tend to be tight. So now the other arm, inhale and exhale. Reach and lift those hips up. So sort of imagine a piece of string on your hips here. Just like we would say in maybe a Pilates class, right? And lifting them up. Almost like a side plank. There's 3. And if this was just uncomfortable on your wrist, here's 4. Again, you can just keep those hips down. Inhale and exhale. Here's 5, and maybe just reach a little further with your shoulders. And 6. So keep moving at whatever version you're doing. I'm going to show one other option. 7, you can just reach across here if you have sensitive shoulders. Inhale, you can watch that again. Exhale. So anything overhead can sometimes bother your shoulders if they're sensitive or if you have an injury. So another great option. Last one. I'm going to lift my hips back up for that. Woo. All right. Okay, so now we're going to stand up. So just nice and easy. You can even find a quick down dog if you want. Before we stand, pedal out those heels. We're going to get into some calf stretches here. So a little warm up is a nice down dog. And then when you're ready, just meet me at the top. I'm just rolling that nice and slow here. All right, so we're going to start in a split stance. All right, so I'm going to have my left foot forward, my right leg behind. So I'm focusing on stretching out the calf of my front leg. So again, movement, hands on the hips. Inhale, I'm going to come forward just a little bit. And then as I exhale, I'm just going to bend this back leg. I'm going to shift my hips back, and that's where I really get the stretch in my calf, bringing the toes towards my nose. I'm going to do 10 on each side. Inhale and exhale. There it is. I feel that now. Inhale, little rock. Exhale. 4. And down. Trying to really keep that front leg straight. Here's 5. You're going to bring your toes towards your nose. I'm going to do 5 more on this side. And again, feel free to even just hold it rather than adding that movement. 4 more. And 3, imagine you're sitting into a chair here as you come back. All right. and 1. Hold that right there. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can choose to hold it for those 10, 20 seconds or do the actual 10 reps with me. So other foot in front, come forward just a little bit. And again, shifting my hips back as I bring my toes towards my nose here. Inhale and exhale. Forward. So this is great if you jump a lot during your workouts. You want to make sure we really stretch through those calves. Falling over. All right, so I got a couple more to go. Sitting back, good, toes towards your nose. And 3, also gonna feel your quads warm up a little bit here. And 2, I'm gonna do 1 more, just hold it for a couple seconds here. And hold. Perfect. All right, let's shake it out. So next one I think is another standing I have, we'll do that one afterwards. All right, let's do this one since we're standing. This is for our chest and shoulders. Great if you work at a desk and are staring at a computer all day. You're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together. Maybe you interlace those hands. And again, we're taking an inhale. We're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together. Exhale, and let's do that again. So inhale, I want you actually to round your shoulders forward, and then exhale, pull the shoulder blades together. 10 of those. Inhale, round, like when you're at your computer, or this is how I look. And then exhale. You can have a little back bend there if that feels comfortable. This morning, inhale, knees are soft. Exhale. Also, maybe tilt your head back if that feels comfortable for you. It's your stretch, right? So whatever feels good for your body. Exhale. Just really think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. You got 4 more here. Also think about sliding those hands down your spine. Inhale to create a little more length. Exhale in the body. I'm going to do 2 more. Inhale, you can exaggerate it. Exhale, and then last one. Inhale and exhale. All right. And then release, just like the legs, and kind of shake it out here. All right, and I have 2 more left. Okay, we'll end with that one. So let's come back down onto the ground, because then I'll end you while standing, so you're ready to go back to work. But we're gonna come down onto the floor. This was our seated spinal twist. I'm gonna start with my right foot up and over. So it can be right next to your leg or over, whatever is comfortable for you. All right. And then your opposite arm, so my right arm is behind me, nice and tall. Left hand is just gonna gently push into this knee as I rotate, okay? So inhale nice and tall, and then exhale, rotate over. Come back to the center, and same thing here. You sort of shrug and collapse, inhale, and then exhale, lift up and rotate. And then again, inhale, center, exhale, lift up and rotate. Back to center, inhale, exhale, rotate. And again, you can just feel free to hold that instead of doing the reps. So inhale and exhale, lift up and rotate. So 2 different motions going on here. Imagine that piece of string lifting up a little bit higher. I got 2 more. I'll hold on to that last one for about 4 deep breaths. So here's my last one. I'm lifting up and rotating over that shoulder. I'm turning my head to get that neck stretch. I'm gonna hold it for 1 more breath. And then come back to the center. Shake it out, other side. I'm just gonna turn so I'm facing you. So same thing. Left leg, I'm gonna keep mine right here. Actually, I guess I can, yeah, that feels okay. Depending how tight your hips are. This one might be a little tricky. But again, hand behind you, nice and tall here. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we look over. Come back to the center, inhale and exhale. Just a really small movement, 10 little reps, or holding it for 10 breaths, up to you. This is 3. And again, working on that spinal rotation, also lengthening of the spine as well. You can breathe in and out through your nose, or maybe a deep breath in through the nose and audible exhale through the mouth. Nice and tall. All right, I've got 2 more. I notice this side's a little tighter. That's okay. You can take note of that as well. and maybe do a couple extra stretches on that side after this. So I'm gonna hold this here nice and tall for 4. For 3, a little bit of resistance here as I stretch. 2 and 1. All right, come back to the center, shake it out. I got one more for you. So again, slowly make your way up. Maybe again, finding that downward facing dog. It's really my favorite stretch. I love it. So you can come right up to standing or also find that down dog, pedaling out your heels, pressing your chest towards your thighs, letting go of your neck and your head here. And when you're ready, meeting me at the top. And we'll do our last one, which is, oh yeah, the hip one. Okay. All right, so a little bit of balance to warm up our core, get us ready for the rest of the day, and also a stretch for those hips and strengthening for our glutes. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring our knee up to our chest. We'll start with that right. You can have your hands on your knee or underneath, whatever is more comfortable. And we're just gonna hold it here. You can circle your ankle. So just for about 1 or 2 seconds, take it down and do 10 of those. So lift up, nice and tall, maybe a couple circles, and down. So we do the 10 reps, or you could hold it for 10 seconds. So you're actually gonna feel some heat build in that standing leg. This is 4. This is 5. So sometimes you'll see people do this in the warm up and they just do a, hugging the knees to the chest. It's great to warm up the glutes, get into those hips a little bit. Balance always warms us up too. Any kind of balance movement. I think I have 3 more. Hold it. I got 2 more and then just do the other side. Lift. And last one. All right. Shake it out. So I don't know about you, but my glute on the other side is definitely fired up, which is good because we're never going to sit for the entire rest of the day or maybe most of the day. Same thing other side. So if you can take, 15 minutes, do these again, maybe later in the day, that would be awesome. And we'll just go a little bit faster on this side. This is 5. Again, you can circle the ankle once you're there. 6, maybe a little pulse, lifting that knee higher to your chest. All right, I've got 3 more. Also think about your core here. So keeping that nice and strong in the center. All right, I got 1 more. I'll show you from the side too. Let's lift up nice and tall here. All right, and let's shake it out. So inhale, we'll reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, you're gonna bend the knees, shake it all out, and do it one more time together. Inhale and exhale. All right, that was our stretch session. Thanks so much for coming. I hope you all are feeling a little bit better.